Welcome to another episode of What's the Hook podcast. I'm Baleka Wisa here with
Keenan Baker in these streets.
and in today's episode we
Soft
have
ass
been blessed with two outstanding women. I'm going to begin here with Miko.
You don't even know.
One
You
of them.
barely know Tiffany.
I know, right? I met Tiffany 10 minutes ago, right?
OD.
So we're here with Miko.
Why you always gotta introduce me though?
Yeah,
Because I have to be proper. It gets me into a group.
She's an independent woman.
Yeah,
I
and
can
with her
say
own
my name.
voice.
Yeah,
'Cause
we'll
the
move to a
last
fridge
time-
by yourself.
The last time I let him say my name, he fucked it up. Remember that?
And
Wait, how can you mess that up?
Miko?
He did.
She doesn't spell it right.
What?
Miko.
I said
No, it's two E's.
Meeko.
That's just
Miko.
me.
Co.
That sounds all right.
He said Mika.
And we have our second guest, Tiffany.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful Tiffany. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about who's more prideful or emotional, men or women. I think it's women, but you know, I'm just a real one though.
You think it's women for
Nigga.
both?
Also, who's more emotional? We got two topics. We could do multiple topics.
Oh, all right. You want to start with pride?
Sure.
I like that Sade song, "Stronger Than Pride," but that's another thing.
Ladies first.
Yeah, go ahead,
Ooh,
lady.
ladies first.
Nah.
Ladies first.
Pride,
I think-
definitely men. Hands down.
Why?
I mean, it's just, I don't know why, but I think if you,
She's just like, just
How
me.
you,
I
lose
don't
the argument
know.
before you start?
I mean, but it's not an argument though. I just think that's the easy one. I mean,
How's it? But you
well,
got to have facts or something to back it up. You
I
got
mean,
to have something.
I'm going to tell you why.
Go for it.
Okay. Most of the men I know are prideful, maybe because it's just the stigma of being a man, of what you think it means to be a man, is to have a lot of pride and to not back down from what you think and your beliefs or whatnot.
But also, I think girls have pride too. We definitely have pride. I'm not gonna frown that one.
I think women have just as much pride as men. I don't think it's necessarily. I think we might be more boastful, or like you said, and what society says a man's supposed to be. I did air quotes.
No,
Nobody
you
can say
didn't.
it. He went like this.
That it might be shown, like it's shown more, or at least in, especially in the media, it's shown more. But when you're dealing with a woman, bruh, pride. When has a woman lost an argument?
No. They get a PhD in
Stop.
that.
When has a woman lost an argument? That's pride, my nigga.
Oh.
That's a huge amount of pride. They
Is
never
it-
lose arguments,
Is
even
it
when they're
pride,
wrong.
Or is
No, you're wrong.
Well,
y'all be wrong some of the times, half the time, and then y'all even when your man is right, you still won't even admit when he's right. That's
not true.
pride. That's a huge amount of pride.
Shut up,
Ego.
that's not true.
He said, "Shut up."
I said that's not true. I was about to tell you to shut up.
She said that too. That's what she meant.
That's not what I
right,
said.
you're right now. No, but usually when you get into arguments with your partner, you never know if you won it or not. I don't know what type of arguments you've been
Oh,
in.
Exactly.
I have facts. So when I argue, I'm the type of person. If I lose, I lose. I don't sit there. I don't sit there and keep beating a dead horse. Like if you're right and you got some facts behind something, you did this and did this, or the reason why. Like sometimes I know I can deliver things aggressive. I know that.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So if my lady and I were getting into an argument, she was just like, "Well, I said this because the way you delivered it. That's why I responded this way." But like, you know what, you're right. My bad. I know I can deliver things aggressive. My fault. That's why the things escalated.
Well,
I can sit back and take that. But if I'm delivering facts on you and you just be like, well, like, what it? I think there's a comedian named Bill Burr. He said, men argue the point, women argue like around the point. And it's like a man would try to argue a point, but then a woman would try to find different things around it. They'd be like, well, you did this. And he'd be like, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about this over here. Well, remember when you did that back in the past?
But you know what's so
What are you
funny?
talking about?
Everything connects to each other. So
Yes.
even though she is bringing that up, it might have had a connection for her side of her point of view. It might have had a connection to what you guys are arguing and talking about today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate that. You guys are like
No, I don't know what you mean.
No,
Actually.
no. You know, they do that thing where they have like a whole laundry list, and it'll be like we're arguing about number 29. They'll go back to the list of something on number 2. It's like, no, we're talking about number 29.
Supporting
that's what-
arguments.
But that's why you got to keep it focused.
support
That's
that,
why when
Stephanie.
you argue something, you argue what you're arguing, the actual point.
Right.
We're not about to bring in shit from the past that doesn't have nothing to do with this.
That's because I think women too. Sometimes I know I do personally. You hold stuff in, so when it's time to go, you bringing up stuff that you didn't discuss before.
That's interesting. Because, like, for me, like, I am not that prideful. Pride is the downfall of an arrogant man or person, right?
Very
So
true.
if I'm in I got a girl in a relationship and I say something wrong, I'm willing to apologize. And I do it quickly. Not because I'm sincere in my apology. I apologize so she can shut the fuck up. The quicker you say that, you're like, hey, look, you know what? Hey, Miko, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk about your hair. Sincerely apologize.
You know what? I'm so tired of this nigga. I swear to
You know
God.
what I'm
I mean,
saying?
that's why you hear a lot of old dudes say, when your girl just shut up. You
Yeah.
hear a lot of men that have been
It's
married for
scary.
years.
Yep.
They just be like, hey man, just
relax.
just chill.
Just
Because
chill.
even when you're right, she don't want to hear that shit. You know why? Because of pride.
This is a pride.
But I would say like an insincere apology is still prideful. That you
That's
packing
interesting.
like enough self-esteem and self-confidence, you feel that much about yourself to give somebody just
Tiffany,
a
bring up-
shady apology.
Tiffany, you bring up a good point because I think, I guess maybe it depends on the duration of your relationship, right? So if I'm with my girl for a long time, right? We've been together like 3-4 years, right? Which isn't really long, but I'm just saying like 3-4 years.
That's a long
That's a
time.
long time
For a relation, boyfriend, girlfriend, that's a long time.
Well,
Nigga,
oh,
see,
okay.
that's
You know what they're thinking? 3-4 years. How come we not engaged yet?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
How come we
no,
not?
no,
No.
I am.
no, but it's
No.
still like
3 or 4
a lot of
years.
people.
3 or 4 years in Los Angeles is 10 years. That's why.
Is
It is.
Damn.
In
Like-
Los Angeles,
like dog
it's considered-
years?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
shit.
Relationships, in that's a great ass fucking.
Yeah. He's back, baby.
But 3 or 4 years, nigga, it took me 28 to 30 years to know myself. It's like I got time. I got time to know you.
Mm.
Y'all be sitting there like, yo, I known you for about 2 years. You ain't put the ring on it. You don't even know who the fuck you are.
Right.
And I'm supposed to be like, yo, I know this girl. I want to spend the rest of my life with her. You still might be. I don't know. You might touch kids. I don't know.
What?
I mean, but what else?
Okay,
What else
that's
is it that you need to try to figure out?
Uh-oh.
Like Common said in the song, his rap song, "It don't take all day to recognize sunshine." So in 3 to 4 years, what else do you need to figure out
It
about
depends.
this woman?
Yeah,
It depends.
Keenan.
That's
Well,
trying
no,
to choose
oh,
his-
come on. Back against the corner, nigga, please. First of all, Chris Rock said it best. When you're meeting somebody for months, even like the first year or so, you're meeting a representative for the most part. Most people
6 months. Yeah, I agree.
most people you try to sit there and say that they're honest up front. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No.
No, they're not. You're
I
trying to be
agree.
you're trying to be your cutest, your most handsome, the nicest, whatever the most
The
whatever
best part of you, you're trying
whatever
to
the
put
case
out.
may be. You're enhancing your best qualities as much as you can and not your piece of shit qualities.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of times that could take years. You always hear
Years? I don't know. I
It
got
can.
6 months in me before I
No,
just
no.
started.
Oh my
No.
goodness,
Truth.
I think 6 months.
fam.
Not years.
Fam. Let me
Years?
fam. Why is it that when you hear from not even just men, you hear from men and women, once we got married, shit changed. A lot of times that's years.
I think
So
that's-
you put years in, now you put a ring on it. You'll hear a lot of fellas say, I put the ring on there.
And
Now
stuff changed.
now all the stuff she did to try to get the ring, she don't do anymore. You hear that. You hear that a lot from men. You hear that from women too. You know, once we got married, he got lazy too. He don't
He
do
stopped
this no more.
working out and buying me shit.
Yeah, or whatever the case. I didn't say all that, but
can't
like
relate to
in a
none of
sense,
this shit.
yeah. So it can take years. Like who are you really dealing with? Because if it could take years if you don't even know who you are yet, right? If you don't know who you are, you're still trying to figure out who you are. You're steady changing. You might be even making big changes. Then I'd be like, I don't like who this person is. This person's a piece of shit. I like the year two, the second year of you of our relationship. But this year 7 of you garbage.
I mean, what's the percentage of
You're
wo-
7. That is amazing.
Right. But garbage at year 7. Okay.
my thing is, what's the percentage of women that actually stay the same? Like when you have a
not about-
child or when you get
It's
married.
not about
But
staying.
why is it only
it's not
women?
saying-
No, no,
things,
I didn't.
though?
I didn't
Because
say.
it could be both.
Yeah,
Both
yeah. I
is
didn't.
changing
And I
up
never
too.
said just
I mean,
women. I
yeah,
said
you-
it's always
both. I
women.
said both men
yeah,
and women
yeah,
change.
people, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I already know. As a dude, you can't be stupid, right? You can't be dumb when it comes to dealing with a woman and having a child with her and be like, yo, I don't know why I don't get this done anymore. It's like, nigga, she spit out a child, my nigga. She's a whole
Spit
she
out.
did- She's a whole different person at that point. Hormones have changed. Body's probably changed. Body might not went back to where it used to be. She might be going through postpartum. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of different things that's going on
But
at that
niggas
point.
don't think like you then.
They definitely don't. I'm
They
definitely
don't think
I'm
like
definitely
you
a different nigga.
because
I'm
there's
definitely
definitely mad niggas who definitely are stupid.
Well, that's their
Yeah.
father's fault. Their father should have talked
Is
them
it
down.
their
lack
father's
thereof.
fault?
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of an excuse though.
No.
I mean,
no.
yes, of course,
Nah.
like it it does play a very big part, but it's just like saying like girls have daddy issues.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It is
True.
a thing, but also when you're trying to like starting to get to know yourself or whatever, you got to start thinking like, am I gonna keep letting this be the reason why I keep?
I
doing
feel.
this?
Look,
Am I
people-
gonna keep using this as the excuse as why I act the way that I act today,
You're-
knowing that I have a daddy issue?
Here's the thing: a lot of them don't know that, right? They you know that saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But if the apple doesn't know what tree comes from, how does it know what type of fruit it is? You know what I'm saying? Like
Bars.
bars. Oh, those okay, those are bars. I got mad ones too, Tiffany. But look, like if, like for example, you guys are respectful women, right? If you go on a date with a guy and a guy doesn't know to like maybe open up the door for you or court you, he's gonna be like, he has to get that example from his dad or his uncles or his older brother. But
Does he? Does it have to only be from a dad?
No,
an
it could be-
uncle?
Hey,
No,
I
no,
wanna-
yes and no, because there's only so much a woman can do to raising a boy. The same way there's only so much for a single dad to teach his daughter.
True.
He can't teach her how to be a woman. He doesn't have the. He doesn't have the genetic makeup. He doesn't know what it is to have a period. He doesn't know how to feel like when you turn a corner and you might get the feeling of being raped. He can't empathize with that. He can sympathize with that. He can be like, hey, watch out for that corner, because some dudes do that. But it won't hit harder as if the mother says it. Like, watch out, because, you know, dudes be saying this, dudes be lying, or whatever.
It hurts. It hurts hard when it happens to his mom.
No, right, but he can't empathize. He can sympathize. I don't know that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know I can't understand you, Miko, when you're at a photo shoot and you're looking all fly and some dude is like staring at you and hawking. I don't know that feeling. Like,
At the end of the day, like he said, I've never been on a date and been scared that I can be taken.
actually, I
raped.
have when the check came and that's
No.
what she ordered. This is
No,
ridiculous.
I've dated some hood chicks and I've driven. I'm like, all right, she got about 30 seconds to get to this car. I'm just driving
Oh
off.
my god.
But
Tiffany, you hear this? This is what I'm saying.
but when I'm
I do, and
No,
I,
but what I'm saying-
I'm trying
but
to
when
say, are we saying all this to get back to the fact of
Oh.
we don't know who we are, which gives us a
no.
reason
I think I'm not
to-
giving it as a
I'm on
whole
a rant.
excuse.
Yeah,
I think
excuse was the first word I was going with.
it is part of an excuse for both men and women. People don't understand how most people, like a lot of people, have mothers in their lives. So, you know, I think when it comes to fathers, people are like, since fathers don't normally be there, especially in the black household, a lot of times we're not there. Both the sons and daughters are affected heavily.
Oh, yeah.
Heavily. Like if you get this, like even if a woman, if she's about like all the women I always talk to is like fuck boys, fuck boys, fuck boys. That's always what they say they dating.
I never
If-
said that. Don't point at me.
If
Whoa.
if they had a positive father, or even just a male, even if it was a stepdad or like an uncle, whatever, that was there in their life, and they saw how great that person was day in and day out, they will be able to spot a fuck boy easy. I know girls that can just look at a nigga fuck boy.
Yeah.
How like I can when I have homegirls be like, yo, he's a fuck boy, but he let me on for 6 months. I would be like, motherfucker, I saw him this the day you showed me a picture. I was like, fuck boy in my head. But you're so trash at spotting men, you don't understand that. Pride. Back to the point.
Is that pride?
I don't
Yeah.
think that's
I don't
pride.
think that's pride.
That's like when
Is it-
Dave Chappelle was like blouses.
Gloves. And part of it is because some like I said this before, right? I think women sometimes play lower than their intelligent level when it comes, especially when it comes like with men. For some reason, it's like y'all play lower. Y'all very very intelligent.
You feel like they got to dumb down to us?
Kind
No,
of.
because men are very intelligent, but we get looked at as stupid. We're lazy. We're not stupid. There's a difference.
See, that's the whole dog and cat analogy.
What do you-
Dogs are looked at as dumber than cats.
Is it, you know, going back to pride, this is, I love
Pussy,
this.
cats,
Oh, all right.
dogs.
Oh, all right. We have a guest.
I mean, that's a good.
I beg your pardon. We don't really.
You got to get
condone.
what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm not saying-
Totally, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying.
But I think when I think about pride, right, like between men and women, it's always different, like based on scenarios, right? When I was talking about earlier about like how long you've been with that person, right? If I'm with the girl for a long time and there's like we're established, we're together, I don't have that much of a pride because like why would you be prideful with your partner that you care about?
Because
Her?
it just happens like that.
I mean, there's moments.
Eventually, you got to understand, like, there are disagreements that happen. And when I feel like when disagreements happen is when the pride starts to, like, come about.
Yeah, because you want
At
to be
that
right.
point, both people want to be right.
No, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's where the pride starts to manifest. It's not just because we've been together for so long.
I don't know. Like, I think you should always. I just think about like when my ex-girl when I was very started to become prideful. I don't think she was like stroking my ego and making me feel like appreciated. So therefore I started to build up like this pride. It's like, hey man, you better show me attention, like, you know how nice I am and how dope of a man I am and blah 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 and whoop 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 this or whatever. But I don't know, like there's
But you see how you didn't speak up during the time?
yeah.
Like when you felt like that, you didn't speak up. You just started letting it like build up.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like Tiffany said, sometimes we let it build up inside and then we bring it back. You let it build up, and then when it got there, you're just like, I do this for you. I do this for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
No,
like
I
you
feel females are more like that.
we're both like that. We just do it differently.
Yeah, I think yeah.
We all
But
just
women-
do
That's
it
a good
differently.
point.
But yeah,
just
but
realized
women would be like, I was there for you. I was your down ass bitch. I had your back.
I was your dad.
Why is she shaking while she's talking like that?
'Cause you know how women are when they get angry, they get that shaky voice.
Whoa. Who do you guys talk to?
That's irrelevant.
But here's the thing, you know,
Yeah.
I think if you dive into it when it comes like what she said earlier, right, about society and men, it's very true that men are
Yeah.
brought up by their mothers and fathers, by society, by the media, by anything, by everything.
History of
It's
man.
telling a man
Yeah.
pride is part of being a man because that's how you take care of your family. You are the leader.
The Rock, everything.
The Rock. You're supposed
Mhm.
to keep everything together financially and stuff like that. You should, as a man, you put that sense of pride. If anybody looks at you the wrong way, you got to handle your business, spits in front of you. There's different things that we could probably let you go that we're told not to as men, especially even as black men. We're told that from the big. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I remember a conversation we had a long time ago when I actually, well, not when I first met you, but obviously catching up with him.
Yeah.
But you were talking about not crying, you know,
Yeah.
as a man, you know.
Yeah, and then we'll get to that into the emotion part of it. We're gonna jump into that. But women are kind of told not to be as prideful and to kind of be more. I want to say docile. What's the word?
Not sensitive, but it's like
Not-
is it opening? No,
kind of like play kind of like just
emotionally available. No.
just sit back and kind of take stuff.
I don't, I'm,
Like, you know,
I'm
I forgot what the word I'm supposed to just deliver with that. Just fucking all up. But anyways, y'all told to kind of like bottle your pride up as a woman because if you show some type of pride, it can make your man feel like less of a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that happens a lot of times. I mean, I like with my lady, I'll tell her like I'll say something like, nigga, I'm about my thing is communication is number one. Communicate, and so we can get through things. Don't keep it inside because you think you're gonna hurt my man pride. I'm one of those dudes that I can take shit. I can be like, all right, you say something, but like something might hurt me, but I'd be like, ooh, that hurt.
Yeah.
But
Got me.
I'm not gonna hate you.
Right.
I'm gonna respect you more for telling
But
me that.
that's the problem.
Right. I think it's being
There's
submissive. Is that?
probably
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Women are told to be submissive,
Yeah.
and so they'll have a lot of
Not
pride.
enough.
Like you, like when you walk around as a dude, you know how they always be like, yo, dudes are always just jealous. They would be snatching their girl up. Women do the same.
Oh dear.
They are territorial just as much as men are,
Oh,
if not
dear.
more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but and I think and nowadays with social media, it's out more. But back in the day, you definitely didn't in the 90s and 80s and stuff like that. You definitely didn't see this much because, you know, women didn't have the same voice that they have now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Plus, you don't have as much access. I mean, you're talking about like the 80s and 90s. Like, I feel like the people that you met in the 80s and 90s, those were the people that you met. You couldn't go on social media and meet
Yeah.
all of these people all over the world and
Right.
have
Right.
access to them and conversations with them. So I think social media.
Has that? I guess what I'm getting from what you're saying, Keenan, is like pride used to be seen like a man, a man's attribute, right? But now has it like crossed over where it's like pride is like it's everywhere?
Society said it was a man's attribute. It was always both. It was always for men and women. Women should definitely have some type of pride. And like you said, to a sense of like you have pride, but like know when to be like, all right, with the, you know, like you said, because pride could be
Control yourself.
your biggest downfall.
Oh yeah.
Dear.
Definitely, especially for like men, because a lot of men have this whole stick your chest out type thing.
Yeah. I won't give in.
Like if your girl disrespects you as a man, you have women say, "Yo, check me." They like being checked. Sometimes being checked turns them on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
you're agreeing over there, Miko.
yeah,
I am.
yeah, which is
'Cause
like,
it's not a lie.
which is like, to me, is stupid. Like, you're a human being, nigga. Don't just say, yo, check me. Ooh, yeah, make me feel like less than, nigga. And then we can have some
Oh,
good
not
sex.
make me. All right, now he dragged.
Yeah, I
it.
don't think it's
I
make
don't-
to
I
make
didn't
you
mean
feel
it that
like
way.
less than. I think that when
So
you
a,
are,
nigga, so a nigga checking you is not.
No, checking in the like right timing. Like if I
what?
like, all right, say I'm
Example.
acting out, I'm mad about something, but I don't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Check me in that moment. Be like, all right, you're acting like a kid. Check me like that. Don't check
That's
me like in
sexy, B.
every. But what I'm saying is, don't
Yeah.
allow it to continue.
No, I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree with
don't
that.
don't allow like little stupid stuff to continue. Check them in that aspect. Don't check them in
Okay.
like in everyday life. Check me. Like no, don't talk down to me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's so many. It's like a weird. It's a weird line because it's like check me here, but don't check me here. Some niggas don't understand that. Checking you is checking you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying have boundaries when you check me. Most dudes, they just gonna check you on whatever they want to check you on. Like my girl, she'll be like, yo, my girl, she'll say something like, you acting like a brat right now. Like chill. And she'll be like, and she realized that she's acting like a brat. But there's some things I might check her on. She'll be like, my nigga, whoa, we gonna have this conversation now. And it's like, I have to, like, as both people, we have to learn certain boundaries.
Like
But-
it shouldn't. Maybe okay. I see. I agree with you, but I think like to check should be like I'm not because it might have a negative connotation. It should be like
Right.
I want you to be better. So you're doing something that's not making you look good. Because I just want you to be better. Because if I didn't care, I would check you. Okay, you want to go head first into a wall? Go ahead.
But checking you is our thing in our community. That's what our thing is. It's like, yo, I checked my girl, man. I had to check that bitch. You know how
But
that's
do guys
just
allow
like
them? Do guys allow their girls to check them as well?
allow.
Yeah, allow.
It's
If
not
any responsible man that's intelligent and understands he has a companion that wants him to do well,
Mhm.
like Keenan, like you're telling your girl, like, hey, if I'm doing something wrong, like let me know. I don't want to look crazy in these streets. Let me know if I'm
Right.
doing. If I look crazy, let me know. Like you're supposed to be you're supposed to be the person that tells me that. Any man that's responsible and he cares about you, he would want you to do that. But if he doesn't, that's a parameter of your relationship.
yeah.
Well, you gotta watch that.
Who are you to tell me?
Too much
Right.
too much checking on the female side is gonna straight a guy away and make him go find
I'm talking about
something else. Just
equal,
letting you know.
equal
Uh-huh.
checking.
Equal
Equal
checking. Well, here's the
checking?
thing. Equal checking is tough too because you got to realize a lot of dudes don't look at relationships as equal, man.
Yo, trust me, I know that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, so because it's like if a dude is like finances to a guy is really big. So if a dude is financially providing, in a lot of cases, if he's doing the bulk of it, if not all of it, you ain't equal. No matter if he say, oh, yeah, we the same. No, you're not. And in most guys' heads, if he's paying for the bulk of the financial, you ain't equal in his eyes because you need me. I don't need you. I can literally go find another chick to do what you do.
But you see what the problem is with that one though? Is because there are girls who really want to like provide for a nigga too when it comes to like finances. But some guys look at it like, nah, this is my job.
They're an idiot.
Well,
I understand that, but this is the life that we actually live. Well, outside of this room right here, guys actually think like that.
no, they do. But that's on you to also put that in your whatever your thing is for type of guys that you like. That's like I don't fuck with those type of guys then because those type of guys at that point are going to use that against you. Now if they want to provide, so now you haven't worked for 10 years, and y'all get divorced. How you gonna get a job? You don't have 10 years of work experience now. So now you got to find a guy that's like my girl's working. She's going to work. She's gonna always work. Now it ain't gonna be a 9 to 5 necessarily. So what do you want to do? What's your dream? Like my lady's a writer, so that's what she does. I would want her to always be doing something. I don't want me personally. And that's probably another topic. But I don't want necessarily a stay-at-home wife. Nothing against it, but me personally, I don't want that.
Even when you have kids, if you have 2 to 3 children, you wouldn't want your
To be a
Your
full
wife
stay-at-home wife, no, I still wouldn't want her to.
you
No,
would want it to.
no. I think we will find a balance in there.
That is a touchy subject as far as when you talk about pride and a guy staying at home or and the woman making more money. That's a big.
Well, I
That's
think,
where.
Now,
I
Oh,
think
go ahead,
men-
go ahead.
Go ahead, Tiffany. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I think that is an area where a woman's pride could kick in pretty easy.
Oh, I've seen it firsthand. Like,
Yeah.
well, my dad at one point,
Big game.
My dad's a Marine. So for a long time, he's a Marine from Brooklyn, from Bed-Stuy. So you got the ego of a New Yorker, then he has the ego of the military, right?
That's
Oh
hilarious.
shit, that's a lot of going
That's a
on.
lot, right? So his second marriage, he ends up retiring from the military, and the woman that he gets with, she's like a principal at 2 schools. She makes well into the 6 figures, right? And I'll tell you this, she let that shit be known
She was the devil.
at all times. At all times, she let it be known around the house who paid the bills, who paid the majority of the bills. You're not even a man because you can't even do certain things. And yeah, B, don't chew in the mic. That's disgusting.
I'm sorry.
Wait, he's chewing the mic.
He's chewing in the mic.
He's
Disgusting.
probably
Oh,
Yeah,
purposely
I
eating
thought he
the
was
that's
chewing-
disgusting.
I
yeah.
thought he was
We can hear
chewing
that,
the
bro.
mic.
No.
I was. Yeah, we're gonna get you something else.
Yeah. I was like, I paid for these mics, my nigga. You're gonna have to stop.
Get you a dog bone or something.
But in that case, it is very tough because
yeah.
in a lot of cases, how society tells you a man is supposed to provide. So when a woman's providing majority of the time, that pride is gonna kick in and be like, nigga, you're not even a man. Like she did that. I heard that shit
now
a
he
lot.
looks lazy.
But-
now he looks like
But as a woman, like that's a woman that's obviously like vocal about it and feels some. But what if it's a woman that's not? That's truly like I just make more than you. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I don't.
She doesn't put it in your
See,
face.
She doesn't put any emphasis on it, and nothing changes. But as a man, even though that's just the case, do you still feel as a man like?
See, Tiffany, you're coming from an intelligent perspective. A lot of modern day men and women don't understand how capitalism or how America works in this era. More like, for example, okay, we're black. More black women have the most like education and the highest like positions than any other, I think, minority group. So the chances of a black man getting with a black woman, she probably will make more money, right? But it's important for that woman to understand like there's other ways of making him feel like a man, and he has to understand. Okay, she makes more money than me. That doesn't make me less than a man. That's just the economy we're in. We're not like in Nigeria where a majority of the men make all the money. You know what I'm saying? We're in the United States of America where it's like women can make twice as much as a man. So it's important for you in a relationship to understand, like, okay, well, maybe I'll pay the mortgage, but you do this. It's a partnership. You should work together.
And do you think that that's helpful though? What I'm saying is, as working together as a woman can be, does that man always still feel some type of like she makes more than me?
Some men.
Some men, but it shouldn't. But some men do. But
Yeah. So I see what she's saying.
She's trying to get the pride thing out.
Well, there's a-
answered.
Yeah. Does it fuel certain things?
There's
You know what I'm saying?
there's a-
Like, so me, as a woman, like I'm not really tripping on it. I just so happen to. But now that we having issues, it seems like you coming at me a whole lot harder. In certain areas, even though I give my best to do my best
Why
to
you
try
make
to
more
not
money than
make
me?
it.
Well, and a lot of men, like you said, that's when their pride is kicking in. They are told a lot of times their whole lives that you're supposed to be the provider. And when a man can't provide or he's not providing, he feels less than. And even when you're not doing shit to make him feel less than,
right.
he feels like you are. You come in the house like, hard day at work. Oh, hard day at work, huh?
Yeah.
You had to work 12 hours.
Right.
Like, he
What you trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. Now his pride, his ego has jumped into play, and he's that's an insecure man that you're dealing with. And there's a lot of insecure men out there,
Right.
but especially when a woman makes more than them. I've never been one of those guys. If a woman makes more than me, I'm gonna be insecure about it. Shit happens.
I also think there's other aspects of being a man where you can not cover up, but it's like you like you providing or making more money shouldn't define you as a man. There's other aspects of being a man. Like, I mean, I know this is an outlier, but like Beyonce makes way more money than Jay-Z. But Jay-Z still sends Beyonce roses, opens the doors for her. There's other ways of being a man to a woman where it doesn't just have to be like, only just monetary.
Right.
Well,
and
yeah.
I agree. I mean, I feel like as a man, like for a woman to absolutely be submissive to a man, I feel like there's some leadership that comes in that definitely has way more to do than money. Like spiritually, for instance.
A lot of times protection and stuff too. Like that's where a man feels like he's a man, is where protecting his lady.
Knocking heads.
Well, which is ridiculous too. I be going back and forth on that too. It's like I want to feel protected. It's like, my nigga, where are we going there? Where I gotta have to beat a nigga ass every time? Like,
I always wanted that too for men.
What
like,
alleys are you walking down, man? This is stupid.
I feel like for a man, that's like, man, I'm glad I'm not for that reason. Like as a man, like, cause women always, expect to be protected. If somebody says something like to your girl or whatnot,
They're looking at you.
they looking at you, and you can't not say. You can not say something, but we're gonna
Get 'em,
feel some
Jody.
type of way, right?
Well, yeah, because like it's like if
That's
I don't,
pressure.
but my thing is too, it's like, don't. What type of woman are you if you put me in a position to have to either beat somebody's ass, go to jail, or get my ass beat or killed?
Right.
So it's like you gotta also as a dude too. Like I've dated that type of girl before, where like I've walked into, and all of a sudden like it was like 5 or 6 bloods were like looking at my girl, and she had them things out, and it was like,
Wait,
"Ooh,
what's
look at-"
those things?
Ones and
Yeah.
twos. Huh? You know what we talking about.
She had her
Come
breast-
on.
she had
Ones
her
and
breast
twos,
out.
baby.
Been out
Use
the
your
game for a while.
imagination.
And you know, I'm not tripping on that. But now these goddamn big ass, fat ass titties, you know what I'm saying? And it's 5 or 6 niggas, 6'4", 260. I'm 5'9", 165, 170.
Dang, what are they giving these bloods these days?
Yeah, protein shakes, nigga. So
Before you go step out, take this shake.
yeah, nigga. So like it's 5 or 6 of them, and they you know they talking a little bit, and they doing it purposely. They're not doing it for her at all. They're doing it to clearly, so I say something. They just going
Because they know you're supposed to protect her.
right.
He don't mean nothing.
And she's looking at me to say something. I was like, you want me to say something to 5 niggas right now?
So you want me to get jumped?
You want me to get beat up because
You want me to be
Now,
prideful?
if
So
they
I
come-
can show you.
if they
I
come
love
over
you.
to you and
Tiffany,
grab
boom.
you, if they come over to
Prideful.
you, if they
You want
come,
me to be prideful right now?
right,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
They come over to you and they grab a titty or something like that, then yeah, I'll risk that at that point. You know, they come over there and grab your titty.
they grab it.
I'm gonna swing on. I'm gonna get one good hit off.
Oops.
My goal is to knock at least one nigga out, and then I'll take the lumps after that.
Here-
But-
Here's the thing. It's not even funny. What if you're okay? You're not providing. But you're supposed to be the security or protection. Then you just get beat up. You're not bringing in the money. As a man, that would be the
No, as a
worst.
woman, how do you feel about that at that point?
Yeah.
If your man, how do you feel?
Ooh.
How do you feel if your man loses a fight in front of you, protecting you?
I mean, I think it depends on the relationship.
It does.
I mean, I feel like
Depends on
no.
the-
I'm gonna say this because I
He
feel like
tried.
if you're in a type of relationship where there's some humor involved, then maybe we could kind of joke about it. But
Nigga, ain't nobody
No,
humor, but
I
I'm a
think
comedian,
Nah.
depends
yo.
on
I'm
the
a
relationship. It depends on like how it even happened. Like, why did you get beat up?
So you're
You
gonna
know,
sit
a
there.
it shouldn't matter
me.
though. I mean, if we love each other, if you get beat
No,
up,
if you
you
out
know,
here
you take
doing
an L
dumb shit
sometimes.
and you just happen to just get into a fight because you're stupid and you're drunk or some shit,
All right.
and
Well,
then
then
you got
that's
your
not
ass
the
beat.
dude I'ma be
All
with
right, I'm gonna
anyway.
look at you crazy.
Yeah.
But if you actually like somebody disrespected me and you know you just really out of the goodness of your heart want to protect me, and you got your ass beat, you know what, I'm gonna look at you like, hey, you know what, you did that because you love me.
Yeah.
He
Like,
defended
I
you still.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Let me tell you something. I'm
Unbelievable.
a stand-up comedian, so is Blake Owisa.
Holla.
If I get beat up and you got the jokes afterwards, nigga,
Give me them tags.
nah.
It's not the time.
Nah,
it's not the time.
yo.
It's not the time.
Nah.
Not right after, but I mean, eventually, maybe down the line, we
Eventually.
can laugh about
That's
it.
fine.
I
7
mean,
years
come
later
on,
when you're
man.
trash.
As soon as you make a
7
joke
years
about me,
later.
getting mad,
weeks ago you got your
I'm not laughing
Hey.
at you, but I mean,
No.
2 weeks. Remember that?
I mean,
I'm a petty nigga.
I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to
I'm
hear
a
that.
petty
No
nigga.
point.
This is the type of person I am. If you cracking jokes, I'ma hire a nice
No.
big bitch to beat your ass. So now we gonna have
and
jokes
now
about
we
each
can
other.
laugh about that. Yeah,
Yep.
let's keep it. Because I mean, if not,
Oh,
then
you
it's
thought you
gonna-
could dodge a left hook, huh? Huh? It's not as easy, huh?
You want it to be like that whole
Nigga told me all that shit, you was
seriousness.
southpaw, get your ass knocked out.
You know,
Well-
y'all are wild.
Oh, we're well. But you know what? So we talked about pride, right? Now let's
Essentially.
talk
Let me tell you
about.
something. These transitions are not smooth.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
not smooth at all.
No. No, we had it when Hug did it, but now
I've never did it. I've never. That's
He-
it.
you-
Wow,
low
I've
key.
never done it. Sorry.
Oh,
Low-key.
Miko, excuse me.
I'm sorry. You just
She's
really
trying
bad
to
at
get
this
you to
job.
lose your job so quick.
Another
Yeah, I've never
done it.
disenfranchised black man.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna smooth right in from pride.
We
We're
got
gonna go right
get
into
into this.
who's more emotional, men or women. Miko, let's start with you.
Both.
Oh God,
Jeez.
PC answer.
Easy
Ah,
cop out.
oh
Gosh.
God.
Why
We
do
want
have you
I want to
controversy.
know why you're mad because the thing is, it's both.
Okay, go ahead.
God. All
Explain
right, go
yourself.
ahead.
Like just like pride, it doesn't matter. I don't feel like it's a man or woman type of thing. I really feel like it's a human thing, my nigga. Like y'all are just both emotional. We are emotional on a different level than y'all are. but y'all will react to it. Y'all will take it in a certain way, and then you will put it out into the world a certain way.
You feel like you accomplished something with that statement?
No, I'm dead ass.
All right.
I think
Tiffany, what-
there's games followed up by women though.
And you think men don't play games?
Absolutely, we do.
We do, but
So basically,
not to
what
the
I just-
extreme.
What's the extreme?
Oh,
Hold
you
on, hold on.
guys-
Let's
okay.
let's go through something real
Okay.
quick. Good, we should have did this for pride also, but give an example when you're giving. We could give an example when your dude was emotional or overly emotional to where you was like, all right, this nigga is doing too much. Give an actual example, and Tiffany, you also afterwards.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
I'm trying to think of which one I want to.
I mean, for me, I was gonna go with emotion, women. So
Oh, you think women are more emotional?
I definitely do.
Can you give an example of when you feel like you were, or a woman that you know, or examples?
I mean, not to blame it on like anything, but hormonally, it's just a natural factor. Like sometimes I could just be a roller coaster of different emotions. This is how I feel. I can get agitated really easy, and other times, that's just what it is. But I mean, men can be emotional, but I would have to say every example I have of a man being emotional is kind of me doing the most. Like if I was out at the club, I came in at like 3:30 and I really don't have no explanation as to why, I wasn't like, then that's an emotional man. I feel like I have a knack for bringing the emotion out of a man.
Club closes at 2. Yeah.
Club closes at 2, it's 3:30. You stop and eat, you hanging with your girls, you ride, you listen to music, and you just pop in the house at 4 a.m. And it's like,
You can
for
text me
what?
you went to Denny's?
I could have, but I didn't. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Like I just.
Oh, I'm with you.
And you
Yeah,
see
okay.
that tone right there. I could have, but I didn't.
See what I'm saying? Like I
Right
just like I
there?
say. So for me, I don't
Yeah.
have an answer of both. I have a woman. I just feel like women are more emotional.
And by
Men
like-
have to be like I think pushed to a point of emotion where
yeah.
women can just wake up and be that.
When a man is madly in love, he can become more emotional. Oh yeah. When a man's really
Very
in love
true.
with a woman,
Facts.
like that that instance, Tiffany, you just said, I'm just thinking like no dude that you're dating or you've been with for a little bit would be like that. But a dude that's like heavily yo, I brought you around my mom. You met my family.
Yeah.
You hung on with my
Yeah.
sisters.
Yeah.
But you not gonna fucking text me
Yeah.
at
Dang,
3
wait,
o'clock
wait.
in the morning?
He would put those two together. I invited you to my mom's. You ain't gonna text me. That's like a that's a weird.
No,
I think he's saying
Okay.
like in a sense of like you're wifey.
yeah.
So give me that respect.
Okay.
One, I want to know if you're okay.
Yeah.
Two,
Right.
it's like because it's like after the club closes at 2. I was supposed to be like, yo, babe, around 2:30, babe, we about to head out. We're gonna hit Denny's real quick. If 3:30 hits around, you didn't say nothing to me. I'm like, yo, what happened?
Right.
Multiple things. You could be hurt. You could. I don't know if you could have went. You could have got your drink, tampered with.
Right.
You could have got raped. You could be fucking just fucking another nigga. I don't know.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, as both, I think both men and women, if that's the type of situation right there, yo, you hit your significant other up if y'all have that type of relationship. Now, if y'all don't, and because I know I've heard a lot of women say like they just be messing with a dude, but the dude out here smashing mad chicks, but then when she go smash another nigga, he get emotional about it.
Yeah.
I think that's corny. It's like if do unto others what you want done unto you. You know what I'm saying? If you
Golden rule.
if you out here smashing other
blonde
chicks
for
and
your
smashing
case.
other dudes, hey man, take that, bruh. Can't be you being emotional about that. I think at that point you being a bitch.
Well, in that case, that's where I say guys are a little bit more emotional. It's very hard for us to accept that she's having relationships. or
You have this
relations.
emotional ass
I
voice that
think-
you have right now.
I think it's too expecting too much from a relationship. I mean, a relationship is just that. Like, it's not a marriage. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people tend to want like wifely things and husbandly. I don't know if that's a word. Things from relationships.
But wait, Tiffany, if you're if you're in a relationship with a man, and you guys talked about, hey, this is what I want from you, this is what I need from you, and if you go out, text me, let me know. You don't need to text me all the 4 hours you're at the club, but let me know. We got to the club with my girls. Me and Janelle, we popping drinks, whatever.
Right.
Then let me know when you leave, or we done. I'm on my way home. Like, you think that's too much to ask?
I don't think that's too much to ask at all. I don't honestly think being emotional is a bad thing. Like pride is before the fall, but emotion is kind of just expressing your feelings for real. I don't consider emotion a bad thing like I do pride.
Interesting. I'm learning something.
I mean, Huck, go ahead. Keep,
No, I was gonna say going back to my point. Men, wow, my voice sounds like Michael.
Oh my goodness.
We want exclusivity, I guess,
selfish.
we can't, so we get emotional, I guess, in that that point.
But we're more territorial.
It's,
so
it's territorial. I don't think we get 100% agree that we're more territorial, but it is a territorial thing when you're saying that. When we fucking, what do we always say when we fucking a chick? It's my pussy.
Okay.
It's very rare that some girls be like, "Is this my dick?" But for the most part, men are saying, "Is this my pussy?" And a girl might be saying, "Yeah," she might be in her head like, "Sure it is, nigga." But like she in her head, she's saying it to him. So especially if a dude asks that and he hears that, and you say yeah, and you go fuck another dude. A lot of times in our head we thinking like, "Yo, if you fucking another dude, one, am I not satisfying you enough? Is this nigga bigger than me? Is this nigga better than me
You know
in
what's
the
so
bed?"
funny? But that's the same thing that goes through a woman's head.
We don't think about that.
Well,
at
that's
all.
insecurity.
Yeah, I don't think
to
about
me.
that.
That's not
but
emotion.
that's
That's
exactly
insecurity.
what goes
Insecurity and
through.
emotions go together, but I think anyways. But yeah,
It does. It does.
I think insecurities and emotions definitely go together. But
Sure.
yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
We're not ever thinking about y'all in a bedroom like that when it comes to like, are you not satisfying your man? Because a lot of cases when it comes to men having sex with a bunch of different women, the thing is that.
Go ahead, say the cliche.
No. I'm saying I'm not saying this is correct. I'm saying this is what society is saying is correct. Is that men would do what men do. Like it's like when we fuck women, it's like, hey man, she had a fat ass. There's no emotion attached to me fucking her. You know what I'm saying? It's not like your pussy was trash. It's just that this pussy had a little bit of a bigger ass on it.
She had yammies.
You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of men cheat. They don't cheat on the aspect of like
Emotional attachment.
exactly. This person is satisfying me more. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear a lot of dudes be like, "Yo, that shit was trash," and they cheated on their girl. It's very rare that a girl's cheating on their dude and it's trash. It's like this nigga was satisfying me some type of way mentally first.
In most cases when women cheat on men, it is emotionally.
Yes, yeah, it definitely is.
Oh, you women think so? Ladies think so?
Usually.
Well, he was giving just more because you just want more like in a.
It's eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's why it's not a
It's
good
not
thing.
fair.
I feel like it's not a good thing for a woman to mess with a hoish man because it tends to never let her quit being a hoe either. See what I'm saying? Because if you with a hoish man and then you always like, oh, he's getting this message from his chick, he's with this chick. Now you out there trying to tit for tat, and now you looking like a hoe.
Wow, I'm learning so much. Continue. A hoish man.
I mean,
A hoish man.
Men are definitely hoes
Men
out
are
here.
definitely
It's just that we glorify it. Y'all don't. Y'all trying to Amber Rose and she's just not the right person, in my opinion.
the right you just need a better representative.
Yeah.
The next selection.
That's a deeper whole thing with her and black women and her being black.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's a
different
deeper
thing.
whole thing. I just think
But-
in a lustfulness sense that most men are, not most men, I won't even say that. A lot of men are just, lustful.
Well, I think we're like it goes back to like how the history of men are. Where one women outnumber men by a whole lot.
Right.
So it's like for men, there's technically more options out
yeah.
there. That's just a fact. That's not me being an asshole. It's just a fact, right? Like I said, I was brought up like this. My dad was like, "Yo, my nigga, before you get married, fuck every flavor." That's how I was brought up.
I'm
like,
so sorry.
I don't know how many women are taught by their mothers, "Yo, fuck every dick before you get in a relationship."
Yeah.
You gotta even look how society even paints y'all. They literally at the beginning of when you're a child, they give you a baby. They give you a family when it comes to Barbies or whatever the case may be. We're not taught that. We're not taught to start a family at a young age.
Here's a
you
new
guys-
toy every week. Here's a toy.
Literally,
yeah.
this is what I was saying. Go back into history a little bit. Not
Well, that's
necessarily
crazy.
history, but just going
Thought
back
about that.
like how we're brought up, anyways. As a woman, you're literally taught to be emotional. Out the gate, when you cry, it's okay, baby. Come here, let me hold you. Even with your daughter, it's okay for your daughter to cry. If your son cry, hey, don't Don't cry.
You better man up.
Been a man up.
Matter of fact, even to add to that, remember we're talking about our homegirl we grew up with, where like she has kids and all the signs out with like CTE. She has her son playing football, knowing about CTE. But why does she have him in football? I don't want you to be soft. You ain't no crying here. It's amazing.
My dad used to whip me and say, "Why you crying, nigga?"
You and keep whipping you.
Yeah, and they keep whipping you. Then if I didn't cry, he would keep whipping me. Because you got to cry, nigga. I ain't hurting you now.
He thought you was a superhero. Like
I know. I have a story about how I did that before. But I literally, my dad was whipping me one time, and my boy was like, "Yo, what you do is you act like your favorite superhero. Mentally, he ain't gonna be able to hurt you." And I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna be Superman." So I stood there as Superman. This nigga was whipping me with the belt, and I didn't even move, nigga, because all mental. And then he came in. The first man ever got introduced to the extension cord. He came in with the extension cord, and bow, that should change the game.
Oh, shit.
But that's what I'm saying. As from little boys and little girls, you have dolls. You're crying. We have action figures. We're fighting with action figures. We're killing people. Bow, shoot them up. GI Joes, whatever. Army men. We're killing everything with our dolls. Y'all starting a family. Y'all being emotional. You You got easy bake ovens. It's like, hey, it's okay. You scrape your knee and cry.
Dope, though.
There was a point in time I went almost like 15 years without crying. That's fucking insane.
That's so
And that's a lot of men. They go years without crying. I don't know any women that went years without crying. I can't name you one.
Cry every month.
I cry every day.
What?
That's terrible, but I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
No, don't be sorry to hear that. I cry every day. I mean, I'm from a spiritual sense. Like, I just cry every day.
So it's not just, it could be tears of joy at times.
Oh, tears for joy all the time.
Okay.
Most of
so that's different. But even with that, men aren't told to have tears of joy.
Tears of joy from a spiritual aspect.
Yeah, but
Holy Spirit aspect.
He's saying that guys
never
don't
get
do
joyful,
No, I'm
ever be
saying
thankful, ever be grateful,
men,
and just start crying.
I have in like in the past few years, I've been able to open that up more. But I'm 33 now. In my 20s, no. Like we're not taught to have tears of joy. You a bitch if you have tears of joy. If a dude beats your ass, beats the brakes off you,
you still not crying.
You still can't cry. If a girl gets beat up and she cries, it's okay, baby. Like, cause she did a number on your ass. But if a dude way bigger than me beats the brakes off me, I gotta eat that. And if I gotta cry alone, I can cry alone. But if I cry in front of y'all, this nigga start to cry out here, bitch. It's like that's the worst thing you can do in front of a group of other dudes is cry.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing because that's like that type of emotion, what that does to like men mentally and psychologically, it's very damaging. Very damaging.
I think, and that's why to my point is I think it's kind of even emotionally, but I think women are emotional more because they can be.
Yeah.
And men get emotional at spikes higher because we actually have to hold it in more than women when it comes to emotion.
Right.
Like a lot of times we'll let shit build up because as a man you're not supposed to let shit out.
Yeah.
Because even when you're a girl, if you let too much emotion out with your girl, this nigga soft. He a simp.
Yeah.
He acting like a bitch right now. You too emotional, nigga.
You know what that like just reminded me of though? Like I feel like society-wise, when we're talking about society-wise and emotion between girls and guys, like girls are more emotional on the outside of society, and guys seem like they're not. And then when we talk about relationships, being in a relationship and being emotional, that's when y'all show it.
Because we're
to
vulnerable.
your partner.
We're vulnerable with you, and that's why you see. And you'll always say how a nigga acts. You ask his girl or his ex-girl because she'll be like, "No, he didn't." You know, be like, "I was cool, man. I ain't never did this." You ask his ex-girl, and nigga was, "Oh yeah." You know, dude, but I don't eat pussy. And nigga ate pussy every day. Because niggas is pride. That pride kicks back in even with that. They don't want to show that. But when a dude finally finds a girl that he wants to get vulnerable with, or he's able to let his guard down with, which a lot of times we're told not to, you'll see a lot of emotion come out. But we still don't want to let too much out because y'all judging us. Because now sometimes emotions is tapped into not being a man. If a man's too emotional,
but what if she's
he
not
ain't no
judging
man.
you? What if she's not judging you?
In some cases,
and you just think now because you're noticing that you're putting out all this emotion that you feel in your head. All right, she judging me probably.
Pride.
It's
pride kicks back in.
Pride
It
kicks
goes
in.
back. Boom, we brought it back.
Right.
See, full
But-
circle.
But and it sucks because it's not like the woman that he's with, like he feels like he's judging. Men, okay, we're black. Black men are constantly being judged.
Right.
Over and over daily. We're all, and just like black women are, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
black men are constantly always being judged. So when they're being able to be vulnerable, it's like, man, are you going to be another person that's going to be judging me? And it has nothing to do with you. It's just these societal pressures. Like us, like, hopefully people that listen and like us, we're trying to become better and try to be more vulnerable, especially with your partner, because you're supposed to be vulnerable with. But hopefully, but there's other guys that are like, nah, I'm not going to tell her I'm not feeling good right now. I'm feeling weak right now because I don't want her to judge me, because you're just going to be another person. You know what I mean? So it's
So you think it's just black men?
I think
Men more so than any other race.
We can't really talk about any other race.
I'll for
real.
But I would personally say black men, just because like black men and women, because we've been through so much more
right,
than anybody else. This is the facts of it.
right.
But then also too, to go back to what B was saying, was
Holla.
as a black dude, we don't want things to come back and bite us in the ass. So it's like, you know how y'all might keep stuff in. Let's say I was vulnerable with you, right? And then now you bring up that old argument where I cried or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But your bitch ass was crying, and you say that in front of my friends.
Yeah.
That's why niggas be they know
She's
swinging on
immature.
somebody, or they be, oh, you niggas are like they don't even know how to act. They don't want.
That's just a girl who's immature.
It is. But there's a lot of
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't know if that's what you're. Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes you do know that's what you found or what you're in a relationship with. But I mean, that's as a general, just guy. Period. Like that's basically what you're talking about.
yeah. Because like that's we be thinking about so many different things. Like when it comes to emotion and pride, you know, we don't like stuff thrown back in our face, especially from an emotional standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't want, if we get vulnerable with our girl, we don't want that shit brought back up. Or even after we break up, it's just like, now, you know, your boy was crying the last time, and you be like, you know, so you talking with your boys, man, yeah, man, I'm a gangster out here, I stay doing this, and all of a sudden, like, oh, that's not what the teacher told me, nigga. She said you was crying over the notebook, nigga. And you go, oh, yeah, you don't, you know, you done panic. You like, see, this is why I don't get emotional out here. You know what I'm saying? It's
that pride will,
But
like,
that's
because
so bad.
So do you
It
tend to be emotional by yourself though?
Right, but they
When you by
don't.
yourself, is that when you release your?
Are you speaking
like,
from a personal standpoint? Or you speaking from asking as men in general?
just personally, you or do
a
you
B,
ever get emotional by yourself?
I don't think y'all think about it like that.
I think, I mean,
yeah, we do.
when it builds up, I'll tell you personally, when it builds up and I'm alone, then I can I'll be like, man, I try to like kind of not suppress it, but kind of deal with it. Like, man,
How
I got
do you
to,
deal with it?
How do you do?
though?
Yeah.
so like for me, sometimes, like whatever issues I have, I'll try to write them down and try to be like, okay, I need to like fix this. I need to do this. I need to do that or whatever. Sometimes even just trying to just pray or whatnot. Because like prayer is like, you know, in the form of meditation, or you even talking out to God or the universe, whatever you believe in, and say like, hey man, I'm going through this, I'm trying to fix this, give me the strength to be better or whatnot. Like you should do that. That's a form of therapy. You know what I mean? But I don't know, that pride, like Keen, that stuff you were saying about the dude that's like, oh, you know, nigga, I'm hard in these streets, man. Like you got to let that go. You're a human.
You can't be hard all the time. That's
Everybody
a
can get
facade.
touched.
I don't care what anybody says. That's a
They
facade.
think that though.
But yeah, but
So
you,
how do you deal with your?
I mean, different. I feel like this is therapy. She's like, well, how do you deal with your?
I'm sorry.
Oh, she's
No,
Vanya.
I'm not. I really
no.
am curious. I
Oh, you're a
wanna know.
Vanya.
Well,
She wants to
for me
know.
personally, I do different things. Like I do meditate, and then I think also too. Luckily, I have a good group of friends, and I know what to expect from my friends. I know I'm gonna say something. They're gonna give me some real advice, and then be like they're gonna probably clown a little bit too
Oh yeah.
with it.
But
I do- I
that's
do-
men's form of love, though.
Yeah,
Clowning.
a lot of
you
times
know
that's
what I
meant form of love.
Mhm.
But also too, I do a lot of talking to myself, like out loud. Like if I go on a walk, I'll be like, I might just, if I'm feeling some type of way, I'll talk it out with myself sometimes. I know my on the outside end looking crazy, but it's like I've stopped myself probably from arguments with friends, arguments with girlfriends, with family members by having that talk with myself first, and not just acting all full emotion and snapping on somebody and then hurting them more than I should have.
Right.
This is very interesting because what's funny is I actually talk to women, And I mean, talking about like, like I talk to Tiffany. She'll come into the studio. I'm like, man, you know what this girl did? She came in here like, and
Yeah.
like I feel like I can't really have the same conversation with a man
Mm-hmm.
because a man be like, man, he always complaining, like always got something wrong, whatever. But and I feel like women are better listeners in a way.
Yeah.
Then you go back to that whole, he's a
Pride.
bitch. He's a bitch thing. Like
That pride.
like, that's all. He's bitch is like a girl, a female.
Right.
Yeah.
So most of the conversations, or when I'm dealing with stress or whatever and stuff like that, is I talk to women for that reason.
Yeah,
I think we talked about that a while ago.
Yeah, I think like you said, you gotta know what type of friends you have. If you know the type of friends you have, you can't express that emotion to, then you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot. My dad now is in a whole different space. Now he done got saved and stuff like that. So I'm able to talk to my dad about different emotional type of things. Be like, okay, son, and he be like, yo, he said the same thing. Like, pray on it. Just everything is gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. Don't think too much about it, man. You can't change things that can't be
control,
changed, that you
right?
can't control. So I'm able to talk. Luckily for me, I have different outlets, whereas a lot of dudes probably don't. A lot of dudes, they don't have their father. I luckily have that. A lot of dudes, they ain't gonna talk to themselves because they be like, man, I ain't no crazy nigga. That's not the best conversations you have are gonna be with yourself. I don't care what anybody tells you. That's just the fact of the matter. But a lot of times that pride kicks in with that. Like, nah, man, I can't be out here just like. That's how you
I
get the
feel
chance to learn.
that's a way of suppressing what you feeling,
Right.
so that you don't feel as weak, and you gotta keep pushing forward in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like when you gotta be pushing forward, you're like, I don't want to be emotional no more. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna
That
pick
whole
each other
like
up.
idea, like
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you did notice it,
Mhm.
but then you suppressed it,
Mhm.
and then it's the fuck it.
But that goes back to what we talked about
Pride.
earlier. If you're not taught it or told how to deal with it, like
I wasn't taught that. I don't feel like sometimes you don't always gotta like depend on somebody else to teach it to you. Sometimes when you I feel like the older you get, you gotta kind of just look it up for yourself.
yeah, but Mika, I think sometimes like you're smart and you've been fortunate to have the insight to be like to show interest or have curiosity. Some people aren't.
Yeah, everybody's
You know
not
what I
the
mean?
same. Everybody's not the same, so I can't expect everybody like this. I expect everybody to have common sense, and most people don't.
No.
So it's like I can't expect, like you said, like you and you understand, you somebody that might be like, yo, I like discovering new things.
Right.
Just some dudes is like, and some women out there are like, yo, I like it the way it is. I don't want to change.
Or
I
it is
am
what it is.
I am who I am, and it's
Right.
like you don't even want to grow, my nigga. You don't ever want to grow. You know what I'm saying? So. It depends. You look at you seem like somebody that like you constantly want to keep growing and becoming a better person. There's some people out there that think they're already the best person and they're trash. You know what I'm saying?
Basura, bro.
So they don't ever get a chance to grow or do that. But so yeah, I would think in an emotional standpoint, men and women are close to being even, but they just express it differently.
Or allowed to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That was I'll tell you what, that was kind of like therapy for me.
So basically, what I said is what you just said.
Yeah, we brought her back around, Miko.
So thanks.
Yeah, okay. Oh, all right. Well, all right.
We
Well,
just needed to talk it out. So
the
you
next
get it.
conversation should be ego.
yeah, oh, definitely.
Right.
No, I'm gonna write that down. Ego. Who got the biggest ego? You know, it's me. What happened? Right. So you know what? We've reached the end of another episode of What's the Hook
God
podcast.
damn it, man. Huck, we gonna have to switch you to the moderator, dog. Yeah, Huck gonna end up being the moderator, bro.
I'm getting fired.
Oh, geez.
I'm getting replaced.
When I open it up, they're gonna think it's like the romantic 101.
Oh my goodness.
This is ridiculous.
Hey, look, we want to thank today's guest, Miko and
Damn.
Tiffany. Right? Thank you for coming. Thank you for
No
being a
problem.
special guest on the podcast. No, where can our listeners follow you? Go ahead, Tiffany. Go. If you have like Instagram or
Tiff
Facebook.
Nico, look at him just like.
He's a Tiffany go.
combine- Oh, I'm by-
Tiffany go.
Oh, okay.
Tiffany at iCatching Music, the letter I.
Hey.
Catching Music.
Oh, strong.
Copy. And you can find me on Miko Cicero. It's MEKOCICERO.
Oh, excellent.
Cicero like the rapper.
Cicero.
Oh, hey, he was dope.
He was.
Yeah. All right, for Keenan, where can they follow you and what you got going on, brother?
At Keenan Baker on everything. KEENAN Baker on everything, man. Instagram, Twitter. Got a podcast on the anime podcast. If you like anime, listen to that too. Animation podcast. And yeah.
All right. Thanks. You bailed at the end. For Huck, where can they follow you? What you got going on, brother?
I don't like to be followed anymore.
He's such a fucking.
He's
liar.
hilarious.
He's a
Just
liar.
don't follow me.
Don't
nowhere.
follow Fresh as
gon-
I am.
One.
Fresh as I am.
Fresh as me.
Fresh as me. AZME1. Yes, but yeah, that's basically it. Book some studio time at Space 2813, where I can.
But he don't want to be
I can
followed.
meet all
though.
your recording needs.
Right. And for me, your wonderful host, Baleko Wisa. Follow me on Instagram, BILEKOWISSA, Facebook, Twitter. Check out my Me and Keenan series, Pee-wee Helms, music on Instagram. It's popping. And what's the hook? We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.